Hey everybody, it's Bill from Matt-Trakker.com and welcome to this episode of Behind the Mask. Before we get started, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Button's down there somewhere, helps keep us going. If you want to join the channel, there's also a button there. You can donate toward the website, toward our giveaways. And by the way, the last winner of our Cliff Dagger giveaway for the playful figure hasn't come forward yet, so I need that person to come forward. If you're curious who you are, a few episodes back, you can check it out. Today's episode, we're going to look at something that really I would never have thought to look for. And it just so happens that Dave, who also contributes to the channel, new episode of his coming out soon for Boulder Hill Archive, sent me a link for patent work for the mass vehicles. And it got me thinking, one, I wanted to show you this. And two, I was trying to think of other obscure things that I really wouldn't have been searching for. I couldn't really come up with anything off the top of my head, but then I was thinking more along the lines of long forgotten concept art or prototype images. I can remember when I first started seeing images of Thunderball or Ramp Up, and it just really piqued my interest. I was curious about what these things were and their backstories, and now we know a lot about them. We still don't know why they weren't produced, but maybe we'll find that out one day. And seeing these, it's pretty neat, like to see something that would have been applied for to get the ball rolling for these items. So what I'm going to show you here are a few of the vehicles, but there are a lot more you can check out. There'll be a link in the description so you can look for yourself, but I haven't really looked at them too much yet. I wanted to see it for the first time with you. So let's load it up on the screen and take a look. So before we jump into the actual vehicles and see the pictures, there's information here that you can see on the site about the inventors, the assignee, when the original patent was applied for, and when it was actually published. I find it odd that it took 2 years, but that was before the internet, so I don't know how any of that worked, and I still don't know how any of it works, but I can only imagine it's a very slow process. If you know anything about patent law, please let us know in the comments. But here we have Switchblade. Let me load it up. And what I want to see here is the accuracy we're looking at. Like if you took a picture of the vehicle and then did a sketch of it over top of the image, I wanted to see how close they are because that's what I'm expecting to see. And so far, that's what I'm seeing here. Now, just because this is a black and white pencil rendering doesn't mean that you're not going to see a lot of great detail. Now, I'm going to let you look at this for a second. I've already been talking, but look at this picture and see if you can see the contours. So just give it a good look. The contours of the wings and the blade and the legs. You can feel the depth of this two-dimensional drawing, like right here. In all this voided white space, you can still see it. Really well done, and it's probably a pretty good rendition just because of the fact that Switchblade doesn't have a lot of decal work either, which you're not seeing here. And now I'm going to load up the second image here. Looks like a top down, and yeah, again, just like another really good rendition. A lot of really great line work on the canopy. I feel like I'm looking at an actual shot of this. Like it's really cool to see this in something that like I said, I never really would have thought I would see this or ever really would have thought to search for it. And learning these new things it's really what I love the most is finding this and being able to absorb it as part of the mask, lore. So we got the bottom, not much to see here. And I'm not going to go over these in too much great detail. I just wanted to bring it up to your attention that these exist. Thank Dave again for showing me. And here's a front view and a back view. The front view here is not stellar. There's something off on that. What is it? Oh, it's because of the way that the rotor is on the top down. I can see what they were doing. I'm gonna go back to it real quick. So you see how this is like on an angle? If you're going back to this, it's that same angle. It just looks weird. Like I would think it would be just side to side. So it's smaller here, but it throws it off. So yeah, that's Switchblade here. And let's go over to the next one. And we have Rhino. Really well done. Again, this is a lot of really great detail. The wheels are a little lacking, but it's a two-dimensional drawing. And you can see the depth of this too. Same thing with Switchblade. I'm going to zoom in on the smokestack because that line work must have been pretty hard to accomplish. Yeah, those rings, that's a steady hand. Be able to get that done. Like my hands aren't that steady. I know that. I would not be able to do it. But yeah, here's a good shot of Rhino. The side. Here's a top down. Really cool. A lot of detail here on the wheels. Not in the other shot, but here you're going to see it more because these wheel wells are exposed. You got the bottom. No, not much here. Not much here. Got the barrels here and some piping. And we got what? Another side shot. So I'm not going to go over that. This is really cool looking. Now here I feel like I'm looking at either the t-shirt that I made years ago or the shot of the vehicles coming out of Boulder Hill. Really cool looking, really good depth. And the window shading, I think, is what does it for me here. Oh, well, coupling that with the grill work, you can really get a sense of Rhino driving right at you. I'd be terrified if I saw it. And then we have Rhino in defense mode. Right away, the thing that stands out to me is the missiles missing like the side pieces on it, and there's no lines on the steps. But again, it's patent drawing. I'm not going to critique it to an end. But yeah, that's the Rhino here. And, well, there's one other part that I found funny when I was searching through these. Let's load it up. So yeah, they had to do a separate patent for the back end of Rhino, and this is the piece that you gave like your little brother or sister when they wanted to play m.a.s.k with you. You had Rhino and they had this. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but it's interesting to see that they had to do it this way. But yeah, again, this is what you gave your sibling when they wanted to play with you and you want a Rhino for yourself. And last but not least, in this journey, there are a lot more of them. You have Thunderhawk, and it's a good side rendition. It looks to me to be maybe a little longer than it needs to be. I'm not judging it against anything else. I'm not going to pull up any other images. I'm looking at it just based off of what I'm seeing here. And we got a top down here, and top down has radiation symbols on it. It's kind of weird looking. Not sure what that is. If you have any idea what that is, post it in the comments. I don't know what that would be. It's weird. It is very off-putting though. It's definitely not on the finished product. Here we have Undercarriage. You see where the bomb is here. Good front shot, back shot. Really cool looking. Really good depth here. Again, you can kind of see like where the bumper, like where the hood and the bumper are joining together. Really cool work. Really good attention to detail too on the fact that you have that undercarriage part. having, hanging out there a little bit more. And then we have an shot of Thunderhawk open, and you can see this is where the dash would be, and you have the inside. There's no detail to it, but you can see that at least it was thought out to this, concept point. Again, here's these two weird symbols. I don't know what they are, but again, if you know what they are, let me know. The one thing that stands out aside from these is the fact that there's no drawing here for the little silver pieces that would come out of the door here. But again, it's really cool to see this type of thing, something that you really just didn't know existed. And there's a lot of other things like that out there. And I'm just curious if you've come across anything in your travels, whether or not you collect something outside of m.a.s.k that you've seen that's really cool. Like, let me know in the comments, because I do collect other things, but I'm not as versed. So there's got to be a ton of other things out there that only you might know about, and point us in the right direction. And speaking about knowing things, there'll be an episode coming out soon. It'll be a top 10 things you didn't know about m.a.s.k episode for the channel. And there's going to be some things in there that you might not have known, some things that I have held close to the chest for a while. And hopefully you get to learn something and have some fun along the way. So if you have any questions about this video today, please let me know in the comments. And as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to help keep m.a.s.k alive. And this is Bill from Matt-Trakker.com, and I'll talk to you later. Spectrum's got such supervision.